All right. Good morning. Um, cool. Yeah. So I just wanted to address a couple of things right here off the top. Yeah, it's 3:30 a.m. and yes, I'm about to do some work on this. In fact, it is no longer called environment setup. This is uh, read-only node editor. Today we will um, conversation nodes into our node editor, which I'll explain here in a second. So, um, yeah, anyway, sorry, it's still waking up, but that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. So, yes, it is 3:30 a.m., and yes, I'm about to stream and do some work on a personal project. So I wanted to address a couple of things. The first one is that um, it's very cold outside. Actually, I only wanted to address one thing, which is, yeah, like, do you need to be up at 3 a.m. to work on your personal projects for them to be successful? And the answer is no, but. And so, generally, no, you don't need to. You can have a healthy balance between different. You have a healthy balance between your work life and your personal projects and your personal life and all that. Um, and hopefully you can find that balance in whatever is right for you. But the butt of this is that sometimes you just wake up at 3 a.m., like I did, and take a shower and decide you're not actually that tired and you've got all these ideas rattling around in your head and you want to get started. And that's what happened to me this morning. And so, yeah, it's a good thing when that happens, and you should embrace it and let your creativity go. So, yeah, that's what I'm doing here. All right, let's get to writing some code. All right, so we are in a clean environment. So, what I need now is unfortunate. Because what I need to do is create a conversation node to begin with. And so let's go back to here and start guard. Um, what guard is doing, it's running in the background. It's running my Webpacker server so that things get auto reloaded. It's running my Rails server. Things will get auto reloaded there. And it's running my tests and my Rubocops in the background as well. So you can see things are kind of happening in parallel, but we're basically ready to boot. So we do that. And if we go to game here, it'll ask us to sign in. And I don't believe I have any login. So let's go fix that. So we do account. There's two of them. All right, account.all. So we get a.a.com and b@example.com. Neither of those will work for me, so I'm just going to do derek@a.com or hammer@a.com. This is weird. I thought we redid the login page. Sessions new. Oh, we did the accounts page. That's right. Well, I'm just using password here for local. But yeah, the sign in page probably needs the same styling. Um, and the show account page. yeah, anyway, so there's some work there to do. And if I already didn't have an idea of what I wanted to work on, those would be great candidates. Um, but I already have an idea. So we'll skip that for now. Then we'll go to game. And we'll do cool. Go back to game. Okay. So it's going to ask me to do all these things of creating a new character and all that stuff, but that's what a regular account would experience. I want to have these opposed conversations. So if I go to opposed interaction, is that right? Okay, records, template, that count? Right, okay. So if we create one of these, title, we'll say it's the an old wizard approaches you. Approaches. Description. An old wizard walks up to you, engages you in conversation. Nothing like too important here. Cool. So now we have the opposed interaction. We can actually go, so I don't quite remember exactly the structure here. So we'll go to this, constants. And so what we can see here is we have 5 different classes. So we have the instance of that opposed interaction, which we don't need to really worry about here. We're working with templates, but we do have conversations, choices, and effects. But because we have this, I'm wondering if I can go to opposed interactions. This, no route matches. Okay. Let's go back to dev and run. And then cat config routes. Creation. That's the API. Well, maybe there's creation. App controllers API. I guess it is API. That's interesting. Oh, it's because in our, that's right. I'm forgetting my own stuff here. In here we have our router app, I guess, and the router here. Interactions new. Oh, we could have gone there. Interactions token. Pound slash. Nope. Game. There we go. Cool. All right. So how I got there. So slash game is where my main React app boots, and within that React app we have a router, and so that router here tells us like which path goes to where. And down here at the end there's this interactions. We could have actually started with interactions new and built something there, but that's okay. And then we just went to the editor here and we have this. Does it have conversations in here? Doesn't. Okay. Update conversations. Interesting. So let's add a new root conversation. So dialogue is hello there. Key is root, I believe. And dialogue, oh, I see, I see. Hello there. Okay, let's go back to here and see what happened. Okay. So one thing that we've got set up and that will help us here is Sentry. And so we've got these things. That's 2 months old. So it's not this one, this one. Okay, so a minute ago here, we had a record invalid. And it tells me basically everything I know about myself here, but if this was some other random person, we might be able to figure out a lot of things, right? Based off of this. Template must exist. So, template must exist in conversation choices. All right, well, let's take this and go inspect it. So we're going to go back to here, exit this. We're going to exit this. Not sure we need to seed it with anything else. Template must exist. Conversation, finder initialized by key. Yep. Choices. Okay, do you find that? Sure. Records, conversation. Okay. Pose interaction conversations belongs to templates. Right. So if I go to app controller, API creation, opposed interactions, really it's conversations. Controller. Observe interaction. Yeah. Interaction. Oh, it's not being used. All right. Template would have interaction. Something like that. It's got too many lines, so then we would say like conversation, add choices, conversation. Okay, cool. I mean, at this point, this might need to go into some kind of Like this is a bottom heavy controller, right? There's a lot of logic happening in here. But kind of just want to see it work first. So let's refresh this. Yep. And let's do hello there. And let's see if that saves. Template. Yep. Yep. Key, the conversation key would say, let's, yeah, response or greeting. Thanks. Okay. All right, so it did do that, but now it's not loading those conversations anymore. I don't really understand what's happening here. This is the problem. Wait, I also, oops. One question I have is, do I have branches? Nope, that's fine. Okay. It could be that I had code on the other one because I don't see our yeah. Let me go see if I've got code on my other computer. Push it up, and then we'll start work from there. So I'll be back in a few minutes. All right, we're back. Yes, there was some code that was on my other computer. So let's go check that out. All right. So this is kind of the graph view of that. And this is happening in the conversations editor. Okay, cool, great. So we've got that. I thought we fixed the InVimlog thing. Okay, whatever. So, okay, yeah. So, if we had a conversations editor, okay, yeah, is in the opposed interaction editor, conversations editor. Okay, yeah, we changed that, and it's being rendered on the opposed interactions. Okay, so if we go and rerun, let's exit, rerun guard. Oh. What's my Ruby version? Versions. Yeah, so we need to change Ruby version here to 3.0.0 and change gem file to actually no. Ruby version get rebase main. Cool. Yeah. Now it should be fine. Git show. Git log. Yeah. Cool. Great. Start. Fantastic. So we're waiting for the JavaScript to compile here. Which, did it just give up? What's going on? I think it just gave up. Failed to compile. Oh, okay. We'll need to do a yarn install or something. Refresh, maybe it'll try to rerun. Everything's up to date. I beg to differ. Okay. Let's try that again. Cool, great. All right. So what we have down here is our node editor. I believe if I like shift click or command click or right click, no. Double click, no, nothing. Maybe it's just, I think it still is in read-only mode. Okay, great. So one thing that I'm interested in is what's the data coming back on this. So let's look at that. So we go to network and we see the XHR here, which returns JSON. And we can see that it doesn't look like it's fetching any yeah, I mean, we know that. Okay, so let's go look at that source code there. Controllers, creation, proposed interaction, controller, template, just rendering the template. Alright, and the template, I gotta do this. Not smart enough yet. Has many conversations. Let's try that just to see if it does anything. 500 include, not includes. Always get those two messed up. No method include. Could be includes. Expected module. Yeah. Cool, great. So what that should do is include any conversations that are attached to this, and so it didn't. And so now my question is, Rails app update bin. Let's get rid of that. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, great. Cool, great. Just get rid of that error. That's an interesting, can't alias context from IRB context, and so I'm not sure what that is. Might be worth investigating at some point. But let's go to opposed, interactions, records, interaction. That's why I tested. Conversation, account, that first. Key initial, post interaction, dial template. Let's do template, account. Okay, that first, that conversations. So it's able to see them. Great. Well, let's just do hello there, see if it updates it, maybe. 2. Yeah. I don't think it did any updates here. Unfortunate. Yeah. Alright. That thing's just completely broken. It looks like. So we're just gonna update it here. First, update dialog. Hello there. Great. So if we refresh this, hopefully, right, it didn't return it. And so next in our list, app controllers, API creation, opposed interactions controller. It didn't do the include. Didn't keep that there. Okay. Maybe I undid it because it didn't work or something. Okay, alright. Now we're getting an error somewhere. Here, affected module includes. Okay, it still didn't render it. And I'm guessing that that's because here render JSON Rails include has many. Yeah. So this is not necessarily a bad thing. This is like loading it. So this is about how to load it, and this is how to render it. So we'll do both. I just assumed that. Okay, well, let's see if it actually returned it, maybe. Response. It did return the conversations array. Fantastic. Okay. Let's go look at our components here. So we've got the opposed interaction editor, and in here it's clearly not, it's not even passing anything down to this conversations editor. Use state conversation initial. I see. This is not trying to load it at all. So we're going to check out our app controllers and then just go back to our conversations editor. Cool. All right. So this is the graph config, and we've got this going on. This is the add conversations, the conversations editor. Where is conversation array? Yeah, here. So this thing is what's kind of being loaded. We could instead use a so use effect here. Using token probably. Right, yep. Can't find name, use effect. Well, import it then, auto import. Does it not auto import for me? It doesn't. I need to right, just unhappy with the empty function. We want a dispatch Okay, so we want fetch conversations. That all feels right. Cool, great. All right, so in here, we'll do this. Oh my God, undo. Sorry, I'm not used to this keyboard. Great. Set creation conversations. Great. Cool. Conversations. What would be better is this, actually. Great. Let's see if we did the right thing on our Rails side, but we also need a set action. Set creation conversations. Great. Create action. Conversation. Array. Set creation conversations. What's up? Sure, you can do all of that. You've got ESLint to do that work for you. Come on. Come on. I'll let it think about it for a second. So we're gonna say fetch creation conversations token. Great. Fantastic. Cool. Why is this not line 1? Whatever. What's happening here? Maybe my fixer config isn't correct here. I know I'm kind of going off on a tangent, but it's kind of bothering me. All right. Hail fixers. Hail fixers. Oh, I want to just see a fixers config. Yeah. Hail fixers. Should have ESLint, right? Fix on save. Yeah, this is probably what I needed. Yeah. Yep. Let's do that. Great. There we go. That's exactly what I wanted. All right. Cool. Use effect, use state. Yep. Great. So if I now load this page, he tries to load that. Fantastic. So conversations, opposed interaction resource. Only update. Nice. So we want a show, an index, API creation, conversations controller, def index, template equal to opposed records template defined by. Really, we just want this. Okay, yep, cool. In fact, we want the whole thing, right? And except for this update conversations, we just want this, and then we just say render JSON. Let's not try and change too much here. So, okay. Because of the because of the route recreation. Oops. Then it will need to restart the server, and sometimes guard picks that up, sometimes it doesn't. I'm not quite sure when it does and when it doesn't, but we'll see. We're waiting for the bundle. No, we don't have the history. I was gonna go see if it actually tried to, but okay. Conversations 404 still. Okay, cool, great. So if we do Rails routes, it'll tell us all the routes. And I'm mostly looking for grep opposed. Conversations, patch, put, update. There's no index. I think it's might be because this is a resource rather than a resources. Conversations, yeah, that's right. So because this is a resource and not resources, this is an actually singular thing instead of a multiple thing, which is a interesting choice by myself. But we'll go with it for now. API creation, conversations controller, and so instead of index, this is show. Yeah. So we get a list. I don't really like that. What I would want is something more along the lines of conversations like this. Let's see if we can do that. Yeah, conversations is the key. Fantastic. Cool. All right. So that's done. Now, if we do our reducers root, set creation conversations, creation conversations, let's action that payload. And so now we have honestly, we might just do this. Conversations, and then conversations is empty array. Cool, great. And then we'll just say conversations here. Get rid of that. Okay, are you happy? Looks like you're happy. Cool, great. So now I don't have it, so we need to do a Redux Chrome or Firefox extension. Redux DevTools. Okay. So what this does is it adds this little tab here, and now I can see these things happening. And so what this is saying is our state here, this creation state, conversations, is actually updating. The problem is that our conversations here is being double nested. So it's not quite right. And the reason is that in app JavaScript actions, we want this. What's happening here? Great. Okay. Response.data.conversations. And if we do that, then we see set creation conversations. It updates the array. It still did the same thing. Right, now, there we go. That was right. So if we do the state creation conversations, it's an array with that there. Cool, great. Perfect. So that's what we wanted there. So now we want, so I'll show you this, which is our little control P. So instead we want the conversations editor. Yep, cool, great. So control P is how you can search within Vim. So conversation array. Yep. All right. So now conversations isn't actually going to be this. It's going to come from this from the Redux state, right? And so let's copy and paste this. This is actually use selector, which will be a conversation array. And this will be state.creation.conversations, something like that. And this is going to be our global state. Can't find the name use selector. Use selector. Come on. Did you import it this time? Did. Unknown is not an array type. Conversations. Right. It's unknown. Okay, cool, great. So now we've got that. Let's refresh this. It's unhappy. Why are you unhappy? Console. Yep, okay. Conversation that choices is undefined. Cool. Choices. Cool. Great, great, great. So in our app controllers API creation, conversations controller. Couldn't find it. I don't know. One thing with Control P is you can configure it to not look in like node modules, and that can make it faster. So that might be worth looking into at some point. Dot to JSON include choices. Let's try it. All right. Conversations. Response. Oops. Great. Perfect. All right. So now it's loading our conversations correctly, which is a big hurdle here. Great. So what we see here is our node editor, and I want to render our node. So let's get in the conversation editor here. Let's render that node. So nodes are flat map conversations. Huh. Okay, so if I do console.log nodes, inspect this element, console, I want to split this out. Okay, yeah, so it does have that, and it's an array of an array. Nodes is an array of an array. I think we just want it to be this flat map. Let's try that. There we go. Look at that. So now we have this conversation, and what I want is to be able to like shift drag and do that. I also want to be able to double click it and to have it pop up like a window. So let's do that next. Well, that's the editing part. So now that we've got this, let's clean this up a little bit. Handle add conversation, handle dialogue update. Those are all things we want to do for sure. And so now I think what I want is for these to go away. Yeah. Yeah, all of that goes away. And now we just have the conversation maps here. Cool. Very cool. I like it. So, just to do one more bit of testing, Pin Rails config console. Let's look at our choices. Let's see. No, opposed conversation, opposed interaction rather. Records. So we have conversation, first, and then account, I guess, or something. No. I wish it would show me choice. There we go. That's what I wanted. Why did it not do that the first time? Oh, because you have to establish a connection first. Yeah, so I think I need to create a conversation with a different key. So I'm going to say greeting, dialogue, thanks, and opposed interaction template ID of 1. Okay, so now we have 2 conversations that are a part of that, right? And in fact, if we do this, it might render both nodes. No, it didn't render both nodes. Let's see. Did it return 2 nodes? It did. But it may only start. Let's go back to this. Conversations. Oh, it's underneath there. Let me let's go nodes equals, right. All right. So great. Okay. So we do see 2 of them, right? Fantastic. And then if we do a pose interaction choice, this is also just going to be 1 for now. Then if we refresh this, fantastic. Cool. So the choice is now being rendered as an edge here. That's fantastic. Okay, cool. Cool. And so now we're going to push. Right. So that's kind of it in terms of getting this to render that way. It's interesting that these things are rendering to the middle of each of these nodes. Yeah, this edge. I'm wondering if we can get it to, but that's that's a. Actually, let's look at it. So let's go look at the conversations editor. All right. So when it's a choice, right? It's just that circle. Interesting. So it's not. Huh. Okay. All right. So I'm confused. Does this need to be there? Doesn't seem to be necessary. Okay, and so we can have a title here. Is the choice.description. And in here, you can see that the shape ID type text, empty edge. Let's give it a shot, see what happens. Yeah. Graph config. Yeah. Node subtypes. Type text. Shape ID. Edge types. Alright. Guess that's just part of node types, and then they have those. Okay. So this is all coming from React Digraph, which is an Uber library, and I want to like the edges are cool. I like that. Um, that's cool. That's cool. White edge. Um, so it looks like they're doing edge to edge. So I'm not sure how that's happening. View box, empty edge. Handle text. Yeah. So, I mean, it exists, right? But I think what we want is more like a handle tooltip. Nope. Okay. Whatever. Um, oh, tooltip text. Yeah. Cool. Great. It's probably not the perfect solution to that, but it's enough for now. And then, um, huh. Okay, so the box, what it's saying is, so they do have a custom here. Okay, let's go back or forward. I think it just needs a width and a height on it then. This width equals 100 and height equals 100. If we do that, my guess is that it's going to work and have those gaps. And I'd rather have the gaps than not have them, so cool. Well, let's leave it like that. Fantastic. I think those look better. I don't like the name conversation though. Conversation. But maybe that's just what it is. Yeah, okay, sure. Okay, yep. Let's we get rid of that. We need tooltip. Yep, so just small UX improvements for the node editor. Okay, cool. It's almost 5. Yeah, I'll just keep going. All right. So what I want next is for this to, whenever I do a control drag and add, I want it to do a pop-up. So on create node equals to console.log. No, wait, no. So let's give that a shot. So do I have my, nope, don't have my element name here. Cool, great. Yeah. So it, on create node is when I do this. Oops. Do a shift click. But I want it to on create edge technically. Because I don't want to just create nodes in the middle of nowhere. I actually want to enforce connection, because what we'll do is eventually, oh no, it doesn't like that, does it? Okay, well we'll do it the way that it wants it, and then we'll we'll do that. All right, so on create node. So when you do a shift click, it'll create a node. So shift click. There you go. You see it. Okay. So for now, we're just going to say handle add conversation. Yep. And we're going to say key is second dialogue. Can you help me? And choices are going to be an empty array for now. And then here, we're actually going to do a dispatch of actions.set creation conversations. And that's going to be a union of conversations. And this key dialogue choices. Okay, so we do that, and we just do a shift click. Yeah. No, nothing. Okay, so it does get there. Does it add another node? It does. It does. All right. Okay, great. So it does do that. So I think generally what I want is I want them to be created at, okay, yep. So we want conversation dot x or that, conversation dot y or that. Okay. You know what? Get rid of it. Don't need it. All right. Cool. Great. And so then on create node, let's go back to React digraph. On create node here, XY mouse event. Fantastic. XY. Okay, great. So let's do that. And if I, nice, nice. Love it. Okay, so now we can do that, and then what we want is for on edge to create. Handle add choice is really what this is. Sorry, I wasn't explaining anything. I was just gonna head down there. So I want to add a new node and then try to add that, and it errored out. Choices is read only. That makes sense. So what do we want? We want a const new source equal to source, and choices is this. Right. And then our conversations is going to be dot filter c dot key is not triple equal to source dot key. Yeah. And then new source. Something like that. Not double equal. Alright, let's try that. So now we have this, we do that, and then we do this. Okay, alright. It worked, it just did some funky re-rendering because of the movement of things. But I'm okay with it. So, in fact, we'll just do... No, it's fine. Okay, cool. So we're able to link everything up. So yeah, generally, I should explain. I understand what happened here, right? So let's refresh. So when we add this node, right, this one has an X and Y, but these don't. And that's something that I want to fix. I actually do want to store the X and Y in the database, but we haven't gotten there yet. And so then when I draw this to here, what's going to happen is it's going to take this node right here, this hello there, and it's going to remove it from the array where it was first in that array. And it's going to put it last in that array. And so it's actually going to move not one step here, it's actually going to move two. So it's going to be way down here. And so you can see that it does that. Once we have it pinned in the database, like none of that stuff will happen. So I'm happy with that. So this is this is add nodes and edges client side. So this doesn't actually save it, and it doesn't prompt you for like input yet, right? But we're getting close. So, I mean, one thing you could do is if you select it, you can have it like pop up on the side. It might be the right thing to do. That's kind of what node. Yeah, I think that's the right thing to do. All right. So anyway, I'm going to yeah, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to add columns. So that's going to be added to templates. So Rails G migration add X and Y to conversation templates, and then X is an integer, Y isn't actually X is a double. Why is it double? Honestly, I think we can get away with integers. Okay, so if we go look at this, I'd be very surprised if that actually did the right thing. It did. So we're gonna say default is 0 for both of these. conversation templates. Yep. Oh. Right. Cool, great. Default 0. Nullable is true here. Okay. So there we go. DB migrate. Fantastic. And so now if we go back to BinRailsC and we do opposed interaction template, oops, records, template, first, how many do we have? We have conversation count, we should have 2, yep. So first dot update, X is gonna be 10, Y is gonna be 10. And then last dot update, and we'll do 50, 200, no, just 200. All right, cool. So hopefully now those things have X and Y. So if we refresh this, it'll actually, yeah, perfect. So now they're pinned. So if I do that same thing where I add a conversation here and do this, all of that stays the same. And it doesn't do the re-rendering jankiness there. So that's great. That's perfect. Yep. We will eventually want it to like save when we move these, and we will want it to save when we create these. We'll be able to edit them, yeah. But this is a nice little improvement. So we'll get diff, yep, get add dot keep add x y positioning of conversation nodes to database. Okay. So we're starting to get things closer. I'm going to go to my repository here, and we'll look at how our deploys are going. So every time I push, it actually deploys the prod. And the reason is I don't really care if something fails. I didn't push before, but it did push this, right? And deployed it. So that's good. So if we went to prod, there's no conversations in production, so it's not super useful to go look at it yet. And we probably won't until we can truly just like create stuff. Actually, that may not be true. Hammermod.com/game. Do I have something there? I do. Great. Game. I do have a character, but if I go to conversations, new, no, interactions, new, okay, yep. So I can create an opposed interaction. Okay, we don't have a lot going on here. Um, so let's do brew install cube context. Install Go first. That's fine. Now it's got Go and Kubernetes CLI. Yeah, so this is a Mac M1, so it's always a little bit of a concern whenever something is being built from scratch. But we know that, um, you know, this is a release candidate version of the Go compiler for Apple Silicon, which is great. So we know, like, I know Go is kind of generally taking care of this, which probably means that Kubernetes is all good, but we'll see. Actually, I remember I might have had to like go fix something in Kubernetes. I don't remember to get that to install here, but we're making kube control. Hmm. Well, this is boring. I actually think. Oh, there we go. Brew link failed. Uh, okay. Okay. Kube control. PHP. Nope. Um, what I want is kube control plugin. Why is it not VHS ZSH kube control plugin? That's what I want, but how do I install it? So it's there. That's weird. It should just work. Just start over with OMyZSH. Yes, yes, yes. RF. Okay. KGP. Nice. Okay. Great. So we are back together. All right. Hammer mode. Q context. Oh no. I got the wrong power line. Well, you guys will get to see my Powerline 10K setup. I might call it here just to power level 10K. This is just a theme. How do I, what? Ready to get started, see below. Okay, yeah. Nope, didn't work. Cool. Yes. 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 3, 1, 2, 4, 1, 1, 2 lines, disconnected, full frame, nope, I like right, frame color, I don't know, doesn't matter, compact, sparse, few icons, many icons, fluent, yes, yes, yes. Cool, great. User local bin. Brew. Which brew? It's not in there. Where is my user local user share? Where's my homebrew? For install location. User local seller. User local. I just don't see it. Lib. Nope. Bin. Nope. Homebrew install location. Alright. I'm going to cut the live stream just because this is pretty boring stuff. But thanks for watching. And I hope at least the beginning of this was pretty interesting. So, yep. Alright. Bye.